October 31st, a workout breakdown, a shoulder day, a couple little things as to why I'm making this video. One, we used to do what was called Fall Fest. The real reason why, for anybody that used to partake in it and kind of enjoyed those workouts, I've gotten away from doing like the tacky stuff. I've never really enjoyed tacky workouts, to be clear. I always like workouts with a purpose. They had a foundation. They were following some type of structure. Because at the end of the day, I want you guys to progress and be better. And we can't do that if we're constantly filling in workouts with a bunch of garbage just for variation purposes or to change things up. Like I want every day to be purposeful to some degree. And when we did Fall Fest workouts, even then I tried to make them very purposeful, but it's tough when it's got to be an entire class and people sometimes expect like crazy, wild stuff. And again, as you know, the person programming this and the trainer doing, leading you guys with the workouts, I hate giving you just busy stuff. And so anyways, where I was going with that is that I actually took one of the old Fall Fest workouts from a couple of years ago, and I didn't copy it, but like I just manipulated it and I brought the same concept into this workout. So it's not like, the exact same thing, but I took the Scarecrow from a couple years ago. If anybody knows what Scarecrow is, single leg stuff and stationary for the most part, but really just a single leg idea of this and brought it into this workout. And before we dive into the actual workout here, single leg was one of the foundational reasons. Couldn't get that word out of my mouth. Foundational reasons that I wanted to stray away from franchise fitness. So long story short, I strongly believe in single leg. I believe in the stability. I believe in ankle, knee, and hip and joint stability. I believe in controlling yourself via your trunk and your pelvis. I believe having full control neuromuscularly across your entire body and kinetic chain is massively important. And it's a step that is completely skipped in most fitness settings. Most fitness settings are just that. They're fitness. You just kind of work out, burn some calories, high five people, we roll out. And I wanted Core 4 to be programmed effectively and by the book and science-based and things that work. And, stability and endurance, they kind of go hand in hand, are typically step one. Like if you get somebody right off the street, like we want to teach them how to control their body and understand how to move everything in their body, especially with added load, and stabilize all their joints. When we start asking them to move more aggressively or forcefully with added load, their body's not, a lesser risk of being hurt. Like I said, long story short, I wanted to incorporate this stuff. So when you guys see single leg days, and it's heavy on the single leg and stability, like super valuable. Like I wish I could put them in more. I don't put them in more because it's not strength training. You can't really get stronger when you're on one leg and fighting instability the entire time. And to be completely frank, a lot of people just don't like them because they're really hard and really slow and really tedious. So I have to kind of weigh those a little bit. And you'll often see them on like shoulder day or maybe like an arm day. Those tend to be the easiest ones to incorporate single leg stuff, especially shoulder day. Shoulder day is fantastic for it because we can do mostly everything in shoulder day in that athletic position or on your feet. Obviously, one leg is not the athletic position, but hopefully you get what I'm saying here. So either way, a lot of single leg stuff. I'm just going to walk you through kind of how this works. You're going to do a buy-in and a buy-out. So the first go around, if I'm partner A and somebody's partner B or group B, I'm going to do 90 seconds on one leg with single leg jump rope, 90 seconds on the other leg for 3 minutes total, while the other person's kind of getting their legs underneath them, getting their blood flowing, doing a 3-minute negative, getting faster each minute through those 1-minute splits. You guys will switch, do it again, and then when we end class, you'll do the same thing, flip-flop, get another 3 minutes on the jump rope, which again falls right in line with what we're trying to do on the single leg and joint stability and work. So the middle of it, the meat and the potatoes of this is, like I said earlier, a lot of the very tedious, very kind of grindy, slow, tempo work. So single leg, tempo, awesome. Like so awesome for you. This is an opportunity where you guys can kind of establish what side of your body is more dominant than the other, which one's more stable than the other. Do you have any kinks in the chain or the kinetic chain? Is it your ankle? Is it your knee? Is it your hip? Is one fatigue more than the other? Do you start building lactic in your ankle really fast because it's moving so quickly? Is your calves start to build some lactic because you're stabilizing so hard, trying to get your ankle or knee to stop moving? Like these are all things you can kind of flag as you're working through it. And again, it doesn't matter how old you are, like working on this is it's priceless, truly. And this is an opportunity where working on your ankle, knee, and hip, and working on something like a muscle spindle, and I've used this example in the past. You miss a step and your ankle rolls and it pops back up. Like, you work on that right here. Like, you do the single leg stuff to lower your risk and your opportunity to hurt outside of the gym, right? So this is like the main functional purpose of the gym. Things like this, working on single leg. So you guys are gonna do 4 sets of standing press, obviously single leg, 2 on each leg. And then when you finish your 4 sets with tempo, you'll do 10 dumbbell overhead knees to toes. So again, that just goes hand in hand with shoulder day and stabilizing as you change planes here, although you don't change planes on knees to toes. But so on and so forth. The knees to toes are a nice little added benefit. You end up doing 40 total reps at the end of the workout here. You have 33 minutes. 33 minutes for anybody that's ever done tempo work is not a long time. Like, it is going to go by very fast. And if you don't know what tempo is, if you are doing a press, it's explosive up, which is the 1 count. It's a 4 count on the way down, a 2 count pause at the bottom to halt all momentum, and that's 1 rep. And you just explode back up. Same concept. It's not 4, 2, and 1 seconds. It's just a count. Okay, so I don't want you to get confused. I think a lot of people still think 4 full seconds. Like, that's not true. Once you guys figure out how to move through tempo, and this goes for every lift anytime we do tempo, whether it's a chest press or a shoulder press, you shouldn't have to count it out anymore, right? Like, once I understand the fluidity of explosive up, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, up, I can just kind of go through that motion and just count my reps. So I know a lot of people dislike tempo because they get really confused with all the counting, right? So once you figure out how to move through 4, 2, 1, just count your reps and try to follow that same pace. It doesn't need to be perfect, but the slower you move, the more time under tension, the more your body and mind are going to get out of this. 90 seconds between each set, so you'll do all 16 sets here. 10 dumbbell knees to toes after each one of them, everything with tempo, everything on 1 leg. You should be able to leave a day like today, or I guess the 31st, being pretty enlightened on, where you stand and stability in your ankle, knee, and hip, and your trunk, and, does your lower back hurt after this? Are you leaning forward or backwards to stabilize? The list goes on and on. Either way, hopefully, again, this is something people can start to find value in, and, these videos are helping you guys understand why we do certain things, and if you have questions, just ask.